So now we will be learning about cyclotron, which is a particle accelerator. Now, in physics, whenever we talk about any device, we should know three things. One is, what is its construction? Then, what is the principle of working? Then the third thing that we should know is, how does it work? And the fourth thing is, what is its use? So we will be understanding all these four things right now. So the construction is, we have, let us say, poles of the magnet shown like this, and perpendicular to these poles we have placed two metallic Ds. We give them names D1 and D2, and these two Ds are hollow and metallic. So we have hollow metallic Ds, and we have magnetic poles. The third thing is, we have an oscillator here. Oscillator. Now, what actually happens is that in this whole design, I forgot to tell you one more thing, that this is kept in an evacuated chamber, so that whichever charged particle is there, it might not interact with any other particle present in its vicinity. So this is an evacuated chamber. So now we have to understand how does it work. So basically, there is a charged particle that is allowed to come here. So let us say Q is the charge of the particle, and it is present just in between the two metallic Ds. Now, this particle, let us say this charged particle has a positive charge. Here we have an oscillator. This oscillator will make this D negative at one time, and after complete one cycle, again this D will become negative. In half of the cycle, this one will become negative, and this is what is happening because of the presence of the oscillator. So now what is happening is that this is a charged particle. It gets attracted towards the negatively charged D, and because it gets attracted towards it, the force that it experiences will be Q into E, because this oscillator is providing it the field E. So force is equal to Q into E. This force will accelerate it. So the acceleration will be equal to QE by M. So now this charged particle will enter into the D with an acceleration equal to QE by M. So it means that it will have some velocity greater than the velocity with which it was present here. So having a greater velocity, it enters into the D. Now when it enters into the hollow D, what happens is that we have already learned about the phenomena electrostatic shielding. Electrostatic shielding. This phenomena is a phenomena in which the particle will have no effect of the electric field over it, because it is in the metal. It is present inside the metal. So electrostatic shielding happens, so there is no effect of the field now. It has already entered into the D. Now this magnetic field will have its effect on it, and because the magnetic field is perpendicular to its velocity, we have already taken the case so this particle will move in a circular path inside. So it will move like this. This particle will move like this in a circular path. Now when it moves in a circular path, it comes out here. As soon as it comes out here, at this time this D becomes negatively charged. This again attracts it with some force, so more acceleration. More accelerations means greater velocity. We have already learned in the previous video, V is equal to Q B R by M, means if velocity is more, radius of the path will be more. So this will move in a path of greater radius. Again it will come over here. Again it will come over here. At this time this D will become negative and it will move in a path of more radius, greater radius than this one, and this will keep on happening unless and until it acquires a sufficient high velocity, and then there is a small exit window over here through which it comes out and it is ready to hit a target nucleus. And when it hits a target nucleus, we are ready to study the nuclear reactions. So this is how a particle accelerator works. There are metallic Ds which provide electrostatic shielding because they are hollow from inside. The perpendicular magnetic field makes it move in the circular path, and ultimately after acquiring a sufficient high velocity it comes out and it is ready for us to study the nuclear reactions, because otherwise it is very difficult to have such high velocity particles. So we had to design particle accelerators. Thank you for watching this, and in the next video we'll be learning more about the magnetism and the Biot-Savitz's law, which helps us in finding out the magnetic fields due to different shapes of the conductors. Thank you till then. Enjoy this video.